A Lifetime original movie.
You do what I say, I promise I'll take you home.
Ripped from the headlines.
I just want to get home to my kids.
Let's go.
Please don't hurt anyone.
Never want to hurt anyone.
Inspired by true events.
Is he gonna hurt Mom?
No, he is not.
The entire county police force is on it.
Just be useless. I can't just sit here and do nothing.
From director Gina Gershon.
You're gonna have to do this.
We're not done yet.
You drive now!
I can't keep driving you around, watching you hurt people! I need to record something.
They'll be looking for us by now.
Where is she?
Stay back! Look at me. You don't have to die here.
No.
12 Desperate Hours. Premieres Saturday, February 25th at 8. Only on Lifetime.
Let's welcome our next panelist from 12 Desperate Hours, director Gina Gershon, and stars Samantha Mathis, Harrison Thomas, and David Conrad. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Our first question is going to be from So Unique magazine.
Good morning, guys. Well, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, congratulations on the project.
Thank you.
So I wanted to know, can you identify, this is for anyone that wants to answer, with Val and Mark's willingness to do anything to protect their family, even if it meant assisting the person that was holding their family hostage? Like, do you think that you would be able to mentally be able to do it?
I mean, you hear stories about what mothers are capable of when their children are put in danger. They can lift cars off of people. I think that, are you asking if us ourselves could handle that kind of sacrifice? I think that human beings often surprise themselves and are capable of doing things they never would have expected when push comes to shove and people that they love are in danger. So I'd like to think that I would do whatever it took to keep my loved ones safe.
Thank you.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's
good answer.
and that also, if you have the choice, which she in that scenario might not have had the choice to protect or not protect. It's a little different when you have a gun aimed at your head. You kind of make choices in a different fashion, I think. But yeah, Val's, I think, a very, very supportive mom, and everything she does is for the kids.
Thank you.
There's different kinds of people in the world, the people who would do that and the people who would not do that. And I think the character, I mean, and it's obviously based on a true story of Val, you know, kind of her super power is that she is very compassionate and very caring, and she does put people in front of herself. So, you know, at first when we see her not being able to, you know, stand up for herself, we're like, oh, brother. But then you realize, oh, wow, she grows within herself, but she is that sort of person. I would hope I would be that sort of person too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is going to be from Jay.
Whoops, thank you very much. Hi, everyone. Samantha, my question's for you. So much of your work has come from TV in recent years. I thought your work on Billions was great. Can you talk a little bit about, can you talk about how TV, including this film, is furnishing you with the kind of material you want to do, perhaps vis-a-vis what feature films are offering you these days?
Well, it's so interesting, isn't how the landscape of the media has changed so dramatically in the last 10 years. And I think what you see in television is the opportunity for women. There's just so much more opportunity for women to have leading roles than there is in feature films. You know, most of the movies a lot of the movies that are getting made now are in the Marvel universe. And so I just think that there's more opportunity for nuanced character work in television. And who would have thunk in the 1990s it was the complete opposite. It was, I mean, not that television didn't have wonderful roles, but you just wanted to be in film. And now I think it's all about, you know, great television work. And that's where I'm being given the most interesting opportunities.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from Jamie Steinberg.
Thank you all so much for your time. Samantha, this is such an intense role for you. How did you shake off a long day of filming and being at such a high level of adrenaline?
Well, I had my dog with me, who was actually, as everyone here can attest, was with me at work. So she was an emotional support animal. And as Gina did, have her cat with her when we were, and I think having your animals with you just kind of brings you back down to the moment and gives you that love and that comfort and that sense of being at home, right? Because we were all in West Virginia, so we were all away from our homes. And so I felt really blessed to be able to have my dog and be able to come back to my little fake home, my hotel room, and just cozy up with my girl.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from Luanne Lee. Luanne, are you able to unmute?
Yes, sorry about that.
That's all right.
I wanted to ask Gina. Gina, what's the most difficult thing about directing? And how do you think being an actress has helped?
Well, in this case, it was a very, very challenging schedule. Basically 12 desperate hours a day, no overtime. And it turned out to be 13 days, which is really insane. Being an actress, I think helped me. I think it helped me at the very beginning because I know good acting when I see it. And I was very lucky to have the cast that I got. And honestly, I wouldn't have been able to get through the days if, everyone wasn't as good as they were, Harrison, Sam, and David in particular. So it's just, it was a very short amount of time. So we just had to kind of go with what we had. It would have been nice to have had more time, but the difficult thing was really trying to make the days in this case.
Thank you.
Hey, let me jump in for a second. There was something about getting direction from Gina that was almost subliminal. She would sort of walk towards you and do something with her eyes or her head and go, oh yeah, okay, got it. And it was kind of cool. It was like, I don't know, your swim coach, your baseball just kind of moving their hand and you're like, right. And you just did it, which was, it had a great, I don't know, it just felt good.
That's because I cast you guys, and who are all great actors. And, it's that sort of communication. Had I not had that, I think I would have been this instead of like that. Just kidding. I forgot, can't joke. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is from Lavetta Jenkins.
Hello, thank you everyone for being here. My question is for Samantha mostly, but anybody can chime in. I'm not gonna lie, I just finished watching the movie maybe an hour ago, and I always wait till the last minute, but I felt like you played so well, I started feeling sorry for him. Did you feel like your character was really feeling very sorry for him and wanting him to just, kind of give in and leave it all alone?
Well, I think she was really torn. That was Val's conflict. I mean, ultimately, she's being held captive and she wants to get home, and she thinks the guy's, not going about. He's not going about things the right way, is he? Holding a gun to a woman's head and going and shooting people just because your girlfriend isn't responding to your phone calls is not the right way to go about it. But I think she does grow through the day to have this compassion for his background, how poorly people have have treated him and underestimated him. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's done a bad thing.
A few. Harrison, you did an amazing job.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Our next question is from Valerie Milano.
There. I have two questions. Harrison, how was it playing a murdering kidnapper? And after that, I have a quick one for Samantha.
Okay. How was it playing a murdering kidnapper? I've actually done a couple of these types of parts before where I play a sort of someone in that vein. I don't know why. I don't think I look particularly mean or evil, but something about my face. People keep throwing me into those parts. But what was it particular? Sorry, can you re-ask the questions one more time? Apologize.
Simply, you're a murdering kidnapper. How does it feel?
How does it feel? I think you have to find ways into yourself that are very sort of delicate and fragile, because I myself would never be mean to anybody, or really, I'm not a very physical person, I'm very sort of a pacifist. So I have to find situations in which I would become that angry and make them go into my brain and do my little actor work and stuff. And so it's a lot of like working it and trying to get my brain to get into that gear. But I think everybody has things that they will fight for. So if I can find something that I will fight for and make it relate to that character, a lot of the times then I can trick everybody and make them think I'm mean.
Okay, thank you. Samantha, were you familiar with Anne Rule's Last Chance, Last Dance true crime collection prior?
I was not familiar with Anne Rule, and my gosh, she was really quite prolific, wasn't she? No shortage of stories to pull from there, which is why Lifetime has been working through her oeuvre.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next question is from Suzanne.
Hi. My question is for David and Samantha. You two very convincingly played husband and wife. Did you do anything before the movie to get to know each other, hang out, anything like that?
We avoided each other as much as possible. Because he's really an unpleasant human being. Sorry, no, not to objectify you, but no, I mean, I think Gina said David was coming to do this. He was awesome, and instantly he walked in and there was a warmth and an availability. And, you know, it's such a crazy thing, as we can all attest to, that we do, because, you know, within days, you're sort of making this agreement that you are this husband and wife with this backstory and this relationship and this trust and this love. And so you just hope that you're going to be working with someone who you feel like you can jump into that sandbox with. And I felt that really easily with David. So David, I don't know, maybe it was awful for you.
Yeah, real pleasure. I mean, calm and professional and just straightforward, and like, yeah, have respect for the person and what they do, and the other stuff that they do outside of filmmaking too. And but just on the set, yeah, from day one, just great. And love the dog too, little doggy.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Our next question is from G. Holla.
Hey, how you doing? How you all doing this afternoon?
Hello.
For each person in the cast who would like to answer, how do you decompress once you immerse yourself into a character? Do you have like certain rituals that will actually bring you out? Do you go walking? You know, do you watch other movies? How do you decompress from putting on another person as a character?
Harry, you had the most intense.
How do you decompress?
Studying lines
studying at the restaurant. Yeah, nice cheeseburger. I think a good cheeseburger helps a lot.
That does help.
I think it's very, very helpful. Fries, if you can add those as well, I think are very, very good. And then try to get sleep if you can after. And I mean, honestly, usually when you like put out that emotion, I don't have to like decompress. I'm decompressed. By the time I get home, I'm like ready to just flop on the floor. So I don't really have to like get my head out of a thing. I'm just kind of, I'm good to go. So Samantha, how do you decompress?
I mean, you saw me at the hotel. Same thing. Not cheap. Trying to fit in my wardrobe, but yeah, we did have we were in a couple of different hotels while we were in this town in West Virginia, but one of them was on a river, and that was a really nice spot where many of us would go for a walk, sometimes actually together, and just take in the nature. I think, you know, it's not just the character that you're decompressing from, but the intensity of being that with anywhere from 50 to 150 people, right? It's so much energy and input. And I mean, I can't imagine what it was like for you, Gina, because you're directing. So like, we're just in our lane of like focusing on our one character as opposed to focusing on like every aspect of movie making. But, you know, I think we've all, like, I remember when my mom, I started when I was 16, my mom had been an actress and she taught me about going to a hotel and like making it like your home. It meant you like moved a piece of furniture and took a piece of art down and like brought an Indian wrap throw and put it over the sofa and like anything that's a candle to sort of make it feel soothing and comforting and nurturing in a way where you felt like you were home so you could recharge your batteries before coming back and being on set with 100 people, just like needing something from you.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest question is really honestly for Gina. I mean, for me, I mean, I don't know, it's going to sound a little weird, but like, I get off a set and I feel thrilled. I mean, I'm just, life is tough for me. When you're done acting, you're like, yeah, all right, that made sense. That was nice. I purged that, like, whatever. I got to cry. I yelled. I was compassionate. And you feel, it beats, scanning the internet and going shopping. So, otherwise, if I've been standing around all day, it's fun to go for exercise and, do that. But honestly, like Samantha said, we're just kind of in our lane. Honestly, I don't know how a director who's got to handle every department and deadlines and producers and us does it. So Gina, how do you decompress?
I mean, as an actor, I learned long ago, I think it was David Mamet who said this to me. It was one of my teachers that basically like, learn just to wipe your feet at the end of the day. There's been like at the beginning when you're acting, you're like, oh, I'm methody and I'm living through this. It's like, you're done, like do whatever you need to decompress because you need that energy. Like Sam, every day, that river walk was like heaven sent. I really walked and just try to chill out. There was, this was a very intense process for me because there just was not enough time. And there were so many, if I, all of a sudden you're, as the director, all of a sudden you're dealing with the costumes and the production design and, all those things, which I am very fussy with and quite controlling. So there was never any time it was a different sort of energy than acting. Cause I was just thinking about so many things. I was always happy when I saw Harrison at the bar having a burger. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to join and have a burger with you. That was very nice. And, honestly, I really mean this, like, especially these three, it was, if it weren't for them, I at times I was very raw on the set for personal reasons. And also there's just so much stuff going on. And I really kind of relied on them. I'd go to Sam sometimes going, she's like, it's okay. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, wait, I'm the director. I'm supposed to be the calming person, but these guys all calm me down at times. That kind of, I think the actor in me still would kind of, they felt like we were all doing this together. So really, that was the smartest thing I did was casting them. But yeah, I mean, I like to take a bath really, but there wasn't a bath at the hotel. So I took a river walk.
Hey, you guys are amazing. I would still be in character at Walmart walking around. They probably look at me like
well said, Jim.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you. We have a question from mylifetime.com for Gina. Gina, how did you get involved in this project and what challenges did you face directing such an intense film?
You know, really out of the blue, I had done 2 Lifetime movies, miniseries before, and Tanya Lopez, who, you know, is the head of Lifetime, she was always saying, I think you should be directing. You should be directing. And I was like, yeah. You know, when I find something and it's the right time. And so she called me out of the blue. She's like, I want you need to be directing now. And it was very flattering. And to be honest, I'm like, you know, I always imagine doing something that I found, you know, I have a tendency to kind of going dark and weird and edgy and maybe too arty. But she sent me a few things and I didn't relate. And when she sent me this story, I actually really liked it a lot. And I found the characters to be very compelling. And I just said, you know, I'd really like to do it, blah, blah, blah. I kind of told her the way I saw it. She's like, do whatever you want to do. She goes, you're not going to have this opportunity to do whatever you want to do. Cause you know, it was a lower budget. And I just said, really? And she said, yeah. And so I said, okay. So I kind of jumped in and, you know, the challenging thing on any movie, but particularly in Lifetime films, you know, you don't have a lot of time. And this was a very tight schedule, which got tighter due to, you know, there was some electricity that we had to shut down the set 3 times. So that lost us a nice day and a half on a 15-day schedule. And old Harrison here broke his foot so badly that he couldn't put any weight on it. Nice job. And so we ended up really losing like on another half day because we had to work around him and reshoot shoot things in a different way. So it was very challenging. And like I said, the cast was everything. I was like, we have no time for any, like, let's figure it out. Like no scripts on set, know your lines. Let's just go there. And we're going to have to just, you know, really be very specific and efficient with how we're shooting this. And it was, you know, I realize I'm probably very spoiled because I'm used to being on sets with all the cameras in the world that I like, and things run a certain way. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, we don't have all these Zoom cameras. We don't have jibs. So it reminded me of being like at NYU, you know, doing let's do a student film. It's like kind of guerrilla filmmaking, you know? So it was that sort of energy. And it was challenging, but then I learned a lot in editing because, you know, the things you can't get, you have to kind of almost redirect it. So to me, it was a great learning experience. I really enjoyed it. I'd love to have another opportunity to do it. And I'm very thankful to Tanya for, you know, giving me the opportunity for Lifetime.